Hello everybody, good evening and happy holidays. It has been a minute since I filmed a video. I have several on the docket planned for tonight, and honestly I don't know when I'm going to get these videos up, so happy holidays just covers it because it might be past the new year before these get edited and uploaded. I'm going to try to do better than that though. First things first, I want to go over the December 2023 budget with y'all, and then I also have some like life and work updates that I'll mention at the end of this video. Nothing really major changing right now, but potentially a windfall might be heading my way in 2024. We'll see, but I'll talk about that at the end of the video. First things first, if you're new to the channel, welcome, I'm Rebecca. I am showing my journey on this channel to reach financial independence and retire early. Been making these budget review videos since 2018, and I gotta say I have come a long way on the journey since then. But yeah, 2023 overall has been a great year for me financially. I have invested a lot. I still have some debt, but that debt is going to go away very soon in 2024 if things go according to plan. So yeah, big things coming on the channel, but let's talk about how the December 2023 budget turned out for me. All right, y'all, here we are looking at the December 2023 budget, starting at the top as always with my net income for the month. As you can see, I carried over $8.80 from the November budget that rolled into December. My first paycheck, second paycheck were fairly close here. I did get a raise that popped up on my second paycheck for the month. We got 2.5% at my workplace, so that's nice. My second paycheck was a little bit larger than what I expect, and actually so was the first paycheck, but this paycheck had some holiday pay on it for me working Thanksgiving. So yeah, nice paychecks here in December. Credit card rewards, I brought in $22.84 there. I sold a few things around the house here and brought in $200 there. PayPal, thank you, Jennifer. She downloaded one of my, or maybe all of my budget spreadsheets that I have available on my Ko-Fi page. I have that linked in the first link down in the description box below. These spreadsheets are free for you guys to use and download, but she sent a $5 tip on there and I got $4.97 of that paid out through PayPal, so appreciate you, Jennifer. Also, thank you, Kevin. I got a email that he had sent me a $20 Amazon gift card for my birthday. My birthday was actually in November, but very much appreciated. Y'all know I'm always getting something off of Amazon pretty much every month, it seems like. So that was very much appreciated. Yeah. And lastly here, I did get a YouTube payout in December. I got $147.50. So all of these things here added up to be more than what I had bargained for to be able to work with in December. So that's good. Now let's see where it all went. Moving down into the bills and spending section of the budget here, starting at the top as usual with my mortgage payment, $840. That has been pretty standard. The current balance that I owe on my mortgage after making this $840 payment is now $126,693.16. And this is my new pay rate out here. I just make notes to myself on the side of my budgets almost every month, really, but my new base rate of pay and everything that I make after getting that 2.5% raise from my job. If you are new to the channel, I do ultrasound for a living. I work third shift, and yeah, so that's how I make a living right now, and that income is hopefully enough to get me to financial independence so that I can retire early here. Next thing on my bills and spending list is the utilities. This covers electric, water, sewer, trash pickup. I budgeted $150 and came in under budget there at $127.68. Next after that, food and household, you guys. This is part of the low spend challenge that I gave myself for 2023, which I need to do a wrap-up video for that. Hopefully that one would be pretty quick, but y'all can see I smashed it this month. I came in almost $200 below my $600 target for my food and household budget. And in 2022, this is something that I really struggled with, but I'm happy to say that this has been a good low spend challenge item for me to give myself. I really focused on it this year, and I have discovered that it's quite possible for me to stay under $600 a month for my food and household spending when I'm actually paying attention. So yeah, that's successful month there, and I will do a full video wrapping up the low spend challenge later. Next item, internet for the house here, $65.25 like usual. That was on target. Gas for my car, I came in way under here. Gas has been going down, and y'all, I pretty much just go to work and come back home. I do not have much of a life outside of work. I could blame the third shift life for that, because even when I'm off work, I'm still on my third shift schedule. I don't really go out and do things during the day because I'm asleep during the day. But even if I was awake during the day, would I go out and do things? No, probably not. So, I mean, a boring life is a good life, I guess. It's cheaper that way. So, next item after that, car insurance. I knew this was something that was coming at the first of the month. I pay this semi-annually, and this was $635.71. It went up a bunch from the last time, but that's par for the course for what I hear about car insurance lately. It's going up across the board, so it is what it is. I won't have to pay this again until June, I think. Next after that, vitamins, medication, protein. I usually do spend something in this category at least every other month. I don't budget for it ahead of time because I never know exactly what I need to order and when it's going to come up, really. So I spent $183.30 here. That $20 Amazon gift card came in handy. Again, thank you very much, Kevin. After that, I was expecting to get some doctor's office bills for the month, and I budgeted $310 there. I was trying to remember what my explanation of benefits was saying I would owe, and I was thinking it was $310. I was close. It ended up being $315.55, so paid that. This replacement cat box thing. So I was cleaning Bjorn's litter box, and I was, scrubbing it out, and I was smacking the side of it to knock the last of the litter out of the thing. And I don't know if I just don't know my own strength, or I had some pent-up rage or something. I don't know what happened, y'all, but I hit the side of the litter box and cracked the whole thing. So I ended up needing to order a replacement cat box on Amazon, and I spent $26.07 there, not just for the litter box, but I didn't want to pay shipping, so I ended up getting a litter box and also a cat toy for Bjorn, because why pay for shipping when he can get a new cat toy out of the deal, right? So I got him a little snake toy thing that is interactive and he likes to play with. And lastly here, for personal spending, I didn't budget for anything ahead of time. This was the other thing on my low spend challenge that I was trying to stick to for 2023. I did not want to spend any more than $2,000 for the calendar year of 2023 on personal spending. And y'all can see I got right down to the wire on this category. I have $19.15 left for the year. So, I mean, technically I could maybe treat myself to some sushi or something and spend that last $19, but I made it. I'm happy to say that I stuck to that budget. I stayed under $2,000 on personal spending for the year. So what did I buy with this $68.30? I bought a new planner for 2024. I love these legend planners, y'all. I actually did a review video on these, and I will link to it down below if you'd like to see it. But yeah, I bought another one of these for 2024. You could call this honestly like not personal spending. For those of us that use planners, you know, you kind of need one. They help me keep my life together. So, but I had the space in my personal spending budget, so I just went ahead and put this line item in the personal spending category. But this was only like $25 or something. It's really not a lot, you guys. And the other spending that I did of that $68 was something that I now can't remember what I spent on. So let me look that up. Now I remember. I bought some more leggings with that $68. That's what I spent the money on. I got 3 pairs of leggings on Amazon and my planner here for 2024. So yeah, I'm happy to say that I met my personal spending goals for 2023. And again, I'll do a whole low spend challenge video update later to talk about the specifics of that, lessons learned, things like that. So next item here, car. This is the last debt that I have. That is a non-mortgage debt for me. This is the thing that I am focusing on right now and going into 2024. I want to get my car paid off as quickly as possible. And I talked about this a little bit in a recent video, and many of you guys suggested that because my interest rate on my car is so low, it's only 1.98%, but because the interest rate is so low on it, a lot of you suggested that I open up a high yield savings account, throw the extra money that I'm going to put towards car payments in the high yield savings account to earn more interest on the cash I have on hand than what I am paying in interest on the car. And I just want to say that you guys are 100% correct. That math checks out. It makes a lot of sense. Did I do it? No, I did not. So, reason being, mainly, if I am going to do the most mathematically correct thing to do with my extra money, I wouldn't even be focusing on paying off my car at all. The interest rate is so low on it that I would mathematically be better off just to continue to invest that extra money into the market. And that's what I have been doing. But yeah, I'm switching focus now because the market seems to be making a pretty decent recovery here lately. I mean, in the words of the great Medea, hallelujah, you know? It has been amazing to see the rebound in my portfolio. I am actually, I know I'm getting on a tangent here, but now that I have multiple 6 figures in my portfolio, I'm really starting to see the effects of the compound interest now that the market is starting to recover a little bit. And if you're a channel member, then yes, I do have a portfolio update video planned for you guys as well. Stay tuned for that. Like I say, I'm going to try to film several videos tonight, but anyway, the market recovery has been so nice to see, and the higher it goes, the better I feel about just pausing the aggressive investing right now and focusing on my car debt, because my portfolio, I feel like, is getting to the point where it is starting to work for itself. It's large enough that I'm really starting to see the compound interest work for me. My money is starting to work harder than I am able to work for it. So as the market recovers, I am just happy to let my portfolio compound on itself for a little bit here while I focus on my car. Although the math would suggest that I shouldn't focus on paying off my car at all. I should just keep throwing money into the market. So all of that to say that if, you know, I want to do the most mathematically appropriate thing, then I wouldn't be paying on the car at all. So no, I didn't open the high yield savings account. I just decided that I'm going to throw this extra money I have available on the car immediately as I get it. I don't even want it sitting in a high yield savings account somewhere where I could be tempted to throw it into the market at some point. I just want to get this done, you guys. I just want to get the car paid off. So That's what I'm doing. Again, I know you guys are right. I should do the high yield savings account thing, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pay the car. Besides, if the Fed really starts cutting interest rates soon, then all these yields on these high yield savings accounts are going to start dropping anyway. So there's that. Anyhow, I budgeted to spend $2,000 towards the car payment this month, and I'm happy to say that I beat that estimate here. A lot of that had to do with the paychecks being a little bit larger than expected, selling stuff around the house, getting that YouTube paycheck was helpful. In total, I was able to throw $2,350 at my car payment this month. Yes, that feels really good. So my principal balance that I owed on the car at the start of the month was $19,825.84. I now, after making this big payment, owe $17,521.61. So this is what I'm going to be tackling come 2024 here soon. $17,500 is what I owe on the car. I'm going to see how quickly I can get that paid off in 2024. If you saw my recent video I put out talking about doing this car payoff challenge and looking ahead towards the January 2024 budget, then y'all know I do have a retention bonus coming from my employer that should be pretty hefty in January. Also, next week is the last week in December, and I am picking up an extra overtime shift next week. So that's going to be helpful as well. My first paycheck in January is going to be larger than I had originally thought, and I will have the retention bonus coming in. So my goal for January is actually to get this balance under $10,000. I'm hoping that I can throw that much money at it, that it will be less than $10,000 come the end of January, which is going to be amazing if I can pull that off. So with my balance now sitting at $17,500, it is time to color in the next color icon on my debt payoff color sheet for my car. So let's do that. All right, let's do it. Here we are looking at the car debt payoff color chart. I am at 17.5, so we can color in this icon here. Let's do that. All right. One more icon down, and yeah, I always choose blue because that is the color of my car. But come January here, you guys, I was just looking at this. My goal is to have the principal balance under $10,000, right? So if I can do that all in 1 month next month, that would be 4 more icons I can color in at the end of January. So yeah, let's hope that I can accomplish that. All right, and now we are back looking at the budget here. My last section of the budget is my investing and FIRE, Financial Independence Retire Early tracking portion of the budget here. This is where I keep track of all of my brokerage accounts, including my work retirement account. If you're a channel member, look under the membership tab so you guys can see these real numbers. I'll have that video there for you guys. So y'all can also see a current portfolio balance update, which is up, I can just say. I have hit and pretty well surpassed my previous portfolio highs. So again, I am just feeling good about the decision to pause the aggressive investing right now until I can get my car completely paid off, and then I will go back to just investing as aggressively as I can. I am hoping after the car is paid off that I will be able to see 60 and 70% savings rates every single month for me, and yeah, that is a very big motivator for me. If I can save that much of my income, it's going to make FIRE seem like I am getting there a whole lot faster. Speaking of my percentage progress towards my financial independence number, y'all can see here, I'm approaching a very big milestone here. Like I say, the market rebounding here has really helped. The portfolio has gone up. The real estate market here locally in North Carolina where I live has not really taken a big hit like it has in some other areas in the US. Even with the interest rates going up, there is still a lot of demand for real estate around the Charlotte area here. So, I have not seen a real estate hit. And yeah, all of that together means that my net worth has continued to go up, even with the market struggling a little bit, because I have been contributing my own money to the portfolio. But now that we're starting to rebound, I'm really seeing the portfolio move up, and my progress towards my FIRE number is going up. So I'm just about to the halfway mark here to my net worth goal. So that's exciting to see. Yeah, I will hopefully be able to hit that in 2024 and pass it. So yeah, things are really starting to feel different for me now versus when I first started this YouTube channel in 2018. It's insane to think back 5 years, remembering how I was struggling to pay off my debt that I had that was higher interest. When I first started my own financial journey here, you guys, with very limited knowledge on just investing and personal finance in general, the thing that I remember the most is that how one tiny little thing in any given month would be enough to just derail my debt progress for that month, because I had about $200 extra every month that I could throw towards debt. That's it. And it took a long time for me to get to where I felt like I had any traction to make progress with my debt. And I remember the feeling of getting that traction where I had more and more money to throw at the debt, and that felt good, so that motivated to keep me going. And now most of my debt is gone, and I have this extra cash flow every month that I can make thousands of dollars of payments towards my last debt, my car. Or if I wanted to, I could have thrown this money into the market, But yeah, all of that to say that I'm really just starting to see how things can compound to start working in your favor once you're able to get some traction going, whether that traction is paying off debt or increasing your cash flow every month so that you're able to invest more, whatever it is. It's just a night and day difference where I'm at in my journey now versus 5 years ago. It's crazy. So yeah, lastly here, well, savings rate, you can see, this month it was only 19.18% for the month. Now, even with my car payment, when I was choosing to invest aggressively, my goal was to have at least a 50% savings rate, and I could hit that even with my car payment. But now that I'm choosing to pay aggressively on my car, that means my savings rate has kind of taken a hit. Now, I'm still obviously contributing to my work retirement account up to the match. And yeah, so I do still have a halfway decent savings rate. But when you're used to seeing big numbers like 50, 55%, even 60% savings rate, even with a car payment, only seeing 19% for the month is kind of a meh feeling for me anyway. But this is only temporary. The savings rate will take a hit for a little while here while I'm working on the car balance. But honestly, my biggest motivation for getting the car paid off is to see this 70% savings rate every month. I'm hoping I can at least hit 70% every month. And that would be absolutely amazing. So yeah, the sooner I get my car paid off, the better. And that's why I am really focused on it. And I am hoping that come the end of January, I will owe less than $10,000 on the thing. So yeah, come June, I'm giving myself the first half of 2024. But come June, I expect to be completely debt-free besides this mortgage on the house. So that brings us to the very end of December here and the end of my budget. I have final balance, $14.18 to roll over into the new year. So yeah, that kind of wraps it up for the budget review. And as for the new year in 2024. I did tell you guys I would give you guys some life updates and work updates here for me. Let me actually switch back to my phone for this because we are done looking at the budget. All right, so what's going on with the work-life situation here? Honestly, not a whole lot that I can comment on at the moment, but for those of you who are, for whatever reason, invested in my journey now, and you want to know how life is going, there is a potential that I could have a pretty decent windfall in 2024. I hesitate to talk a lot about this because I don't know how much I can actually say publicly, but very long story short here, I'll give you guys the gist of what's going on. As y'all know, if you've been following my journey for a while, my workplace being, healthcare, and healthcare being in the state that it has been over the past few years with COVID and everything, that means that we have had a lot of travelers come through for the ultrasound department where I work. That's the case everywhere, pretty much. But I have had a lot of these travelers bring something to my attention that they claimed our company was not in compliance with the North Carolina state law about this particular thing. And the first time I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's just your opinion, whatever, kind of shrugged it off. And another person brought it up, and I was like, maybe there's something to this. Let me just look up the law and see what it says. And lo and behold, it's pretty clear that my company is not compliant in this topic that the travelers had brought up. So since I am a permanent employee for this company, I emailed my management team and corporate compliance department for the company that I work for, lined out everything in great detail, why I think that we were not in compliance and why I was bringing this to their attention. And basically they responded back. My managers and the corporate compliance said, hey, thanks for bringing this to our attention. Sounds like that I'm right from the way they were wording things. And so I think going forward, they're going to change this policy that we have, and that's a good thing. But my thing is, if I'm correct about this compliance issue that I've highlighted, that would mean that I am owed some back pay to the tune of 5 figures, at least. So that's a significant amount of money. And I'm basically just waiting to hear what my company's decision is about this compliance issue. And I don't want to say too much about it publicly because on the off chance that I need to get attorneys involved in some way, shape, or form, I just don't want to say too much about it publicly. But there could be a decent windfall headed my way in 2024 if things go the way that I think they should go. So, yeah. If any of you watching happen to have any experience in HR, Jen, I know if you happen to be watching this video, message me on Facebook because, I brought this up to all the appropriate people. They sent it to the HR department, and I am basically just waiting to hear a decision either from HR or my managers as far as what they're going to do to fix this compliant issue. So I guess I'm about to find out if what they say is true. That HR is not really there for the employee, it's there to protect the company. I mean, hopefully that is not the truth. Human resources is supposed to be there for the humans. So yeah, we'll see how this goes, but I'll keep you guys updated as much as I can. But yeah, I'm kind of hopeful that I could potentially get a decent sized windfall that would help me get the car paid off even faster. If not, things will work out either way. It's fine. I do think they will fix the compliance issue going forward. It's just that whether or not they agree with me that I should be due some back pay over this issue and how much of the back pay they want to give me, because basically for the entire over 7 years I have been working for this company, this has been a compliance issue that has not been followed, that I did not realize was an issue until recently. So yeah, it's a whole thing, but I'm just waiting to hear what my company has decided to do about this situation. If I had to take a guess, I think that they are right now, well, I mean, it is the holidays, so I'm sure people are on vacation and things and just off work in general, but after the new year is up here, I'm expecting that they are probably right now tallying up the damage, honestly, because there are several employees that this thing I brought up applies to. So they are now going to have to go back and look at how much money is owed to all of us, basically. So yeah, I think it's a pretty decent issue, and we'll just see how it goes. I don't know how much I'll be able to talk about it on my channel going forward, but if there is things that I can share, then I'll share that with you guys. But otherwise, yeah, I may not be able to talk about it much. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up that there's a possibility, a pretty good possibility, I feel like, that I could have a decent sized windfall coming hopefully early 2024. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, I think that wraps it up for video 1. I've probably been talking for like an hour now, so let's see if I can get a second video out tonight or not. If you've made it all the way to the end of this video, I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye, y'all.